Hey guys, this is EckhartsLadder. Hello and welcome to my breakdown of Star Wars Squadrons. I am super excited to do this video. I just watched the trailer and had a live reaction over on my second channel, X2. If you guys are interested in that, I will include a link so you can see how I felt 30 seconds after the trailer ended. And we just saw that beautiful, beautiful Starhawk. So we've known about Star Wars Squadrons for a while now. It was first leaked on the PlayStation Store as codename Project Maverick, and then it was also leaked on the Xbox Store a couple of days ago, where we now know its full name as Star Wars Squadrons. And there's Wedge Antilles, by the way. Pretty cool that he'll be in the game. So aside from what we've got in the trailer, we also now have a Steam page, an EA Store page, and a press release. So before we analyze this thing scene by scene, I thought we would go through and look at some of the information in there. Let me just open up the press release I got. So Star Wars Squadrons, first of all, will be very, very light on microtransactions, if there's anything. And as you can see, the campaign will be set after the Battle of Endor. You'll be playing as the New Republic and the Empire in a interweaving campaign that will feature customizable pilots. So kind of like Halo Reach or other games which allow you to customize your main character. Maybe that will also pull over into cutscenes. We don't really know, but that's exciting, and I'm really interested for that. The game seems to be based, and this isn't in the press release, but just based off what I'm seeing, off of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 engine. We see a lot of CR90s and a lot of Architens, which of course were ship models in that game, and it's most likely the same ISD model. We do see the Raddus and the Starhawk, neither of which were in Battlefront 2, but it seems to be kind of a more complex version of what we got with Starfighter Assault, which personally I'm really cool with because I absolutely loved Starfighter Assault. So to take that to the next level when it was kind of not dropped but not fully supported after launch in Battlefront 2 is really good news for me. So here's a basic breakdown per the press release of what the story will be like. In Star Wars Squadrons, players will enlist as starfighter pilots, stepping into the cockpits of iconic starfighters from both the New Republic and Imperial fleets. They'll play in skirmishes with their squadron in the briefing room before taking to battles across the galaxy. Where's the story bit? Pilots will triumph as a team, adjusting their composition of their squadrons to suit their playstyles as they progress. And the game will feature a single-player story that brings to life events following the Battle of Endor, where the Rebel Alliance has successfully destroyed the Death Star 2. Through the story, players will learn what it means to be a pilot as they battle from the alternating perspectives of two customizable pilots, one in the New Republic's Vanguard Squadron, with the other to the Empire's fearsome Titan Squadron. And this is interesting because it seems like we are getting a story where we've got the Empire being the Empire and the New Republic being the New Republic. We've got good guys and bad guys, and I hope they just embrace the bad guy aspect. I don't want them to try to justify the pilots of Titan Squadron. I just want them to be bad guys, and at the end, if that means you've got to, you know, kill them as the New Republic or get away or whatever as as Titan Squadron, that's cool with me. When I first saw the trailer, I actually figured that they might be kind of the second wave of Inferno Squad, just based on the armor and the fact that one of them kind of looked like Del Mico, was it? But not the case. The authentic story features a diverse cast of original characters, as well as some cameos from familiar faces in the Star Wars galaxy, including, of course, Wedge, as we saw there. The game will also take us to never-before-seen locations, including the gas giant of Yavin Prime and the shattered moon of Gallatin. So that's most of the information from the press release. We also do know that the game will launch October 2nd on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC on Origin, Steam, and the Epic Game Store, and will be playable in VR on PlayStation 4 and PC, and that there will be cross-play support. Another thing is that we will be getting a proper gameplay reveal on June 18th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So mark that on your calendars. I am super excited for that. A few people were worried because we didn't see any gameplay in this trailer, and you know, it's EA, so people perhaps fairly like to hate, but I wouldn't worry about that now. We'll be getting the gameplay very soon. With that being said, let's go through the trailer scene by scene, and then at the end we'll talk about some other things that we've heard. Right off the bat, I don't know what that is flying past the camera. Oh, it's just an asteroid. Okay. So yeah, asteroid field, classic for Star Wars. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. So there's something that caught my eye and the eye of many immediately, and so giving engines full power. Being able to adjust your energy dispersal on starfighters is like a classic mechanic of starfighter sims, like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. And you can see here, it's kind of an interesting, sort of setup. It looks like that this right here is speed, because you can see as she adjusts power, that the energy moves from these ones to all the way to the speed, giving it a massive boost. Just basically imagine that you've got a full sort of 3 glasses full of water, and you can move all of the water to shield, or some to shield and weapons, or some to all between weapon, shield, and engines. So kind of cool to see how that works. We also have these buttons here, which some have guessed imply directional shielding. I'm not really sure if that's the case. This might just be how the pilot would put the energy between the ship. But let's continue.
Think you can escape?
Very angry. Also, the S-wing, or the S-foils closing, kind of makes me believe that that might be a mechanic in the game. I just don't feel like at this point they're going to show off really heavily featured mechanics that aren't in the game. It'd be nice if each starfighter played very, very different, and I do think they are sort of going for a class-based arcadey game mode. Right here, this is an MC-75. You can tell just by the way the hull tapers. We've got TIE bombers, we've got CR-90s, Arc-10s. Kind of weird that there's only really the one type of support ship for the Empire and the Alliance, especially because the CR-90 and the Arc-10s have a very different role. I'm not going to read too much about characters at this point.
We do not accept defeat.
But we've got some... So here's the Starhawk. For those who don't know, the Starhawk is basically made up of deconstructed Imperial Star Destroyers. This thing right here is a massive tractor beam projector. That's how they kill a Super Star Destroyer over Jakku. Very cool to see that in the game. This has to be Hera. I don't know if that's a general's emblem. Some Mon Cala officer here, Mon Calamari officer, and then we can see just the side of Wedge's face.
For hope. For the new republic.
Vengeance will be ours.
So at first I thought that these were fuel tanks, and that maybe this is a raid on a depot or something, but I'm also wondering, just based on, you know, the use of satellites and the fact that they're over not a gas giant, but what looks like a populated world. Maybe these are some sort of Operation Cinder satellite. Like maybe these are bombs that are about to be dropped on the planet, because we do know this does take place after Endor, presumably before Jakku as well. Get a second look here. Very kind of hellish looking. We got this weird kind of beam. I guess it's coming from this little aperture on the TIE bomber, which I'm fine with. I don't know if that's ever had a canon source, but when it comes to video games, I really don't care. I'm more concerned with whether it's cool or not. It absolutely annihilates this CR-90 though, so quite a powerful weapon. See Wedge there, of course. It'd be very cool to be flying like support with Wedge. Yeah, so we got the U-wing there. They're doing God knows what. Some people have asked whether this is Coruscant. Personally, I don't think so. This looks more like a Fondor or even a Kuat. We have what looks like some sort of base here. Maybe this is the shipyard we're just about to see in a second. Although those look like different planets. Take a look at the interior cockpit of the TIE here, because you just kind of got a nice shot of it. So it's locked onto something. It seems to be a poor CR-90. And these are in, it kind of reminds me of when you get like a model and the different parts of the model are stuck between, like, it's almost like scaffolding, and you break them off and then you put it together. That's what these CR-90s remind me of. So this looks like a raid on either a dry dock or perhaps a shipyard. These are Corellian ships, so maybe this is at Corellia. That'd be kind of cool. But Corellian ships are made across the galaxy as well.
Makes history.
Either way, a very effective raid.
5 pilots.
See a Trandoshan. I have no idea what alien this is. But it is cool to see kind of just different looking Rebel Alliance characters and a Trandoshan who's not a bounty hunter or who's not evil for once. Though I'm sure he will be a very aggressive starfighter pilot. Every look at the New Republic though at this point, I just love it.
Finest.
So let me just pause it in just a second here. So this part I think is really representative of actual gameplay because it's showing sort of the 4-on-4 action that we'll be getting. Maybe each side has a capital ship and support ships, but it seems like there will be a flagship on each side that you'll have to destroy while also contending with your enemy starfighters. And if we take a look at the cockpit here, there's a lot. Some people have speculated that this, which is similar to screens that have appeared in the old TIE Fighter games, that this could be something related to shield distribution. We seem to have, maybe this is hard points or energy or something down here. This seems to be astromech health because we see an astromech with a wrench in it, which kind of reminds me of the old Rogue Squadron games where your astromechs could actually heal your ship as long as they weren't destroyed themselves. These to me look like torpedoes. These could be a second type of torpedoes. Maybe these are proton bombs and these are concussion missiles. But on the live stream, people also mentioned that these could be something like countermeasures, which does make sense to me. So I think this is representative. This scene is representative of what the multiplayer will look like. And I'm actually super excited for the multiplayer. I'm just going to open the press release again. So it seems like they're going for a sort of arcadey style of multiplayer where it's very gamey. It's not like simulation, although the actual gameplay itself, once you're in that scenario, will be a lot more on the simulation side with things like power adjusting, which has been confirmed, than something like Battlefront 2. And I'm kind of wondering too whether this game will be locked to first-person perspective only, because there's so much detail, especially in Battlefront 2, placed on making the interior of those starfighters look so good, but nobody ever plays first-person perspective, so it's wasted. I think third-person also makes the matches too much of just like a slaughter fest because it's too easy to find and kill enemies. So hopefully, or not hopefully, but it'd be interesting if it were locked to first person, although I'm sure that will be making some people a little bit sick. Let me just pull open the thing about, okay. So you can play in skirmishes in squadron briefing rooms before taking off for space battles across the galaxy. Players will engage in strategic 5v5, so not 4v4, that's my mistake, multiplayer space battles. To be fair, you can see what looks like 4 friendlies here. Maybe 2? I wonder which ship this is. So I guess this is the ISD up here. These are the 2 Architens. I don't know what this is. Maybe this is the Starhawk or something. But anyway. Or the Raddus. Or sorry, not the Raddus, the MC-75. The Raddus is the MC-85. And it seems like there's at least 2 different multiplayer modes because it says fleet battles in all caps. Players will engage in strategic 5v5 multiplayer space battles with the goal of demolishing the opposing flagship in fleet battles. So that's probably one mode, and will feel the rush of first-person multiplayer combat. So it does specify first person as they work with their squadron to defeat as many opponents as possible in dogfights. So that seems to be more of the standard kind of starfighter assault mode or deathmatch mode. So those both seem really fun. Let's see. Star Wars Squadrons will offer rich cosmetic upgrades and gameplay customization with rewards and bonuses that are earned solely through gameplay. That is great news. As players move up the ranks, they'll earn components such as weapons, hulls, engines, and shields to customize the performance of their starfighters. I really like that. And gain cosmetic items to customize their cockpit, ship exteriors, and appearance. In addition, players will be able to squad up with their friends and play against others regardless of platform, as crossplay will be supported on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, and VR. That is pretty crazy. I'm hoping that, like, so we do know that the game will be $40. We do know what some of the pre-order skins will be looking like. It seems like they've got a phenomenal foundation for this game here, and I'm really hoping that they make it like that they support this game ongoing. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, so maybe that's a little premature, but I'm liking what I see here, and I don't know, like this is a good look. So hopefully this is the kind of game that gets ongoing support, maybe through paid DLC rather than any sort of microtransaction. And there is a distinction, I think, because you're not buying one ship, you're buying, you know, an expansion pack essentially. Or maybe there will be ongoing support, monetized somehow. There's a bit more information on the EA Games website as well. We get a few sort of high def pictures, all of which look great. Let's see. I covered most of it there. But it does seem like fleet battles will be a thing, and they will be, you know, fairly sizable, so that's exciting. Besides for that, we got the gameplay reveal on the 18th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. I will be doing a live stream of that on X2, I'm sure. I don't know, this all looks really good. I'm excited. But but YouTube, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to leave any comments down below. Sorry. Let me know your impressions of the game, what you're hoping. Is there anything you're really impressed by? Anything you're disappointed by? Is the price tag so low that you're a little bit worried about how the game will be, or is it just right, or what kind of support do you think there will be? Let me know all of that and more down in the comments, and I'll let the trailer run one last time just in case I missed anything that I would like to discuss. I also did receive a second I kind of wonder whether for multiplayer you'll be forced to join a faction and then stick there. Probably not. I assume you'll have like one starfighter for each side. I do really like the idea of making squads with your real life friends and like being able to, so like maybe one of your friends gets really good at being a Y-wing pilot, so he's always the Y-wing. He's got a ship decked out specifically for, maybe it's a heavy anti-fighter Y-wing, or maybe it's a capital ship killer. So it looks like we see that Y-wing there fire off proton torpedoes, maybe? Couldn't tell if it was proton torpedoes or ion cannons. I think that's a torpedo. But surely there will be both in the game. Yeah, like just imagine your one buddy gets really good at being the U-wing pilot, so he or she, you know, is always that. Or, you know, you get your X-wing ace in your squad. And I could see like there being a big online community based around that. I know I'll definitely be making my squadron with my buddies, and we'll be streaming a lot of this game, I am sure. Imperial 2 Star Destroyer, of course, which is appropriate given the time period. Let's see if the guns are right. Can't really tell. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention. There was something, I kind of forget now. So this video is a bit more informal than normal. I kind of just wanted to get my thoughts out really quickly. I think that's it. So guys, we're going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. There's the U-wing. I wonder whether those ships, it seems like maybe the U-wing and the Y-wing will be different. Like, because what is the U-wing and the TIE Reaper really going to add to the battlefield? I don't know. It's hard to think of a real purpose for them because they are basically gunboats or troop transports. So maybe that's one way You can help take down the enemy Star Destroyer. Maybe that's like, if you can get the U-Wing or the TIE Reaper to a specific place on the battlefield, maybe that's an instant win or something. I love that shot coming through the clouds. That is pretty, that's pretty. I was gonna say pretty badass, but just pretty is fine. So yeah, I wonder what exactly is going on with the U-Wing. I wonder if that's some sort of different end game. It does seem like there's just going to be the 4 fighters now, and I had predicted that on Twitter the other day. Maybe more eventually will come out through expansion or whatever, but it does seem pretty clear that these are the 4 fighters. I think it's going to be a very arcadey experience. Or not arcadey, sorry. I do think it's going to be, I guess actually the opposite of that. Each fighter will be very heavily specified. So it will be gamey in the way that you'll want to... There will be probably a meta, whether that's okay. Rebels run 2 Y-Wings, an A-Wing, and an X-Wing, or whatever it is. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the community that will hopefully develop around this game. And I'm looking forward to ending this video because I've been rambling for way too long, guys. So until next time, thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you.